What's going on YouTube? It's Gorky Kong here, and today I'm going to show you how pistons work. And I'm going to show you this because in my recent, I made a button combination lock with Yara's NOR latches, kind of like how the lever combination lock worked, except I made it more secure so that if you messed up, you have to reset it or you can get hurt and killed. And I use pistons for that. Pistons help play a major role in the production of this creation, so I thought I might as well make a guide on how pistons worked. There are two types of pistons: sticky pistons and regular pistons. Regular pistons have a regular wooden top, and sticky pistons have what looks like to be barf and vomit. But no, it's actually slime from slime balls. Not slime balls, they are slime balls. It's from slimes. And they both work in different ways. Similar, but different ways. With the regular piston, if you flick the switch, it'll push it up. When you unflick the switch, the piston will come down, and then the regular block, and the sand block will come down due to gravity. However, if you replace it with a non-affected by gravity block, like a cobblestone, and flick the switch and then come back, it will leave the block floating in the air. Now with the sticky piston, for sand or gravel, you flick the switch, it goes up, and when you bring it back down, it comes down at the same time because this sand is attached to the sticky piston. The sticky piston attaches to the first block that it is connected to, and it leaves everything else in the way, which I'll show you later. However, when you switch it, adding on to the same concept I just told you, when you flick the switch and bring it back, it will bring the block back because it is attached and the block is stuck to the piston. I'll show you with the button. Goes up and down, stays attached. And with a regular piston, it will not bring it back because it is already out of reach. Now, pistons have the capability of pushing blocks up to 12 blocks long. It can push up to 12 blocks before it can push more. It cannot push more than 12 blocks. It will not activate. Watch, if I put sand over here, and then try to flick the switch, it will not work. It does not do anything. And yes, it is going to the piston, the wire. And now, when it is removed, and you flick the switch, it'll push all 12 blocks forward. When you unflick the switch, it'll leave them there. This is a component used in my auto repairing bridge because it pushes blocks, and then a block comes in and it pushes again, and when it cannot push anymore, this piston doesn't do anything because it can't do anything. Instead, the next block is then pushed again because another block is behind it, so it pushes it to where another piston is, which will push the block forward until there's 12 blocks long. Now this is with a sticky piston. A sticky piston can also not push more than 12 blocks. And when you flick the switch, it pushes them all forward, but when you flick it back, because it is a sticky piston, it will hold on to the first block, leaving a gap where the first block was. As you can see.
Get over here.
No. No. Jeez, stupid little camel jockey. Okay. Let's continue. Pistons are activated by current. Current can be provided with redstone torches. So a redstone torch can activate a piston from the side, either on the block next to it, or on the side again with a torch on a block. Even though the block is 2 blocks away, the torch is still activating the piston. I break the piston. I break the torch, the piston retracts, and when I put the torch back down, it will retract. If I put a torch... No, I don't want that. If I put a torch underneath the piston, it will also retract, just like doors open when there are torches underneath it. Now with this is what I used in my button combination lock that works like a lever combination lock. When you flick the switch, actually, current goes through blocks if there is a repeater on the other side of the block. So there's current on this side, but there's nothing here to provide current to go through. And when I flick the switch, you can see that the piston pushes the block in the way so that current can now travel through the block to the repeater, which will then send current to the torch and deactivate the torch. Let's watch that again. I flick the switch, the piston pulls the block back, and the torch activates, because current is now going in. Two positives equal negative, and the negative is resulted and showed in the torch. Off, on. However, if you put it up so that it's redstone, block, and then redstone, it will not work, because it has to be a repeater. Like in the other one, if you flip the switch, it goes to the repeater, but it does not go to redstone on the other side. It has to be redstone, block, repeater. Over here, I have a piston on top of a piston. Pistons will push another piston if the piston is retracted. So when I activate the switch, it will push it up and back down, up and back down. However, when the piston is activated, it will not do anything. The piston has to be retracted. And now, it will push the piston. But when the piston is activated, when it is pushed, it will not pull it back, because the piston is activated and not retracted. However, when you break the torch and deactivate the current, it will then pull it back. Now, what we have over here is a little contraption I made because I got way too carried away. I started having fun and I got a little bit carried away in what I should have been doing, and so I just decided to show it to you because it actually demonstrates the last concept. A couple of concepts actually that I showed. When you flick the button, a pulse will go through one way to the loop of the delay loop that I have over here that will constantly send current through, and the other direction goes to the piston, and it goes through these repeaters to this torch, which will activate this piston, and it will go to this torch, which will deactivate it. It's all delayed and timed so that it will do this. Basically, since a piston can push 12 blocks, it is able to push the retracted piston and the lime colored wool block. However, when it is pushed, the second piston will then activate on the torch and and push the block forward. Now, the second block, the first piston cannot pull the piston back unless it is retracted. So with the pulse, it retracts again, pulling the lime block back, which the first piston will then pull both blocks back because the second piston is retracted. But since the sticky piston will only hold on to one block, it then has to go and activate the first torch, the torch on my left, to activate the second piston to pull the lime block back. This can be extremely useful when if you're creating an elevator or a temporary hidden bridge, like a bridge across lava that you want to conceal, and you need to say activate a certain code and press the enter button, and then it will simulate this, except a lot longer, and it will make a bridge across lava. This can also be done with an elevator with torches coming off the sides to activate the pistons. That's about it. That's basically a review on pistons. If you enjoyed my review on pistons, please leave a comment, subscribe, because I like making videos, and I hope you enjoy them too. Thanks for watching. Peace.